Hello and welcome back to another episode. So if you just watched my Lynx review, which if you haven't, click here and you can go see it, you'll see that there is a hit problem, at least on mine. And this may be a common issue, so I went ahead and fixed it, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do it in case other people have this problem. And what it is that the ratcheting in this, that makes it go forward and back, does not click. It does not work, and there's a simple way to fix it. So what you'll need to do, first we need some screwdrivers. Standard Phillips, very tiny Phillips, flathead, or a small flathead, or something that you can wedge, and you'll see in a little bit. Something to put your screws in. I'm using styrene, very thin styrene, as a thing that I'm going to use the space, the mechanism. You could use your own thing, and then something to cut that with. And what we're going to start with is on here, move this side, you can see that there's two screws. And by putting the head all the way down, you're actually able to access these two screws. And once you do, there's actually two screws on the side here that you'll get with this screwdriver. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart, and then I'll show you how I fixed my Lynx. So with everything apart, let's show you exactly what's going on here. There's these little pieces inside right here, like that, and it's got a little notch on it, and what that does is it catches on the gear, and that causes the ratcheting. Well, what you can see here is that they're too shallow, so let's go ahead and show you. Now if it sat like it was supposed to, see how it clicks, but I think either the groove is too big, or yeah, because I think the groove may not be complete. So once you put it together, it barely catches. I mean, it doesn't catch enough to stop it. You just feel it rubbing. So what it's going to really do is rub that gear down the more you do that. So to fix that, here's what I'm going to do. So you need some small tools. You need small, extra small Phillips, regular Phillips, and then this. And the way it's designed is you can actually fit the screwdriver in there and pop it out. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a small piece of material behind it that will put it out enough to where it will give force against this. And it might make it considerably tighter, and that's sort of what we're hoping. So what we have here, this is some styrene. I have this spare piece from doing other projects. Pretty cheap at local places like Hobbytown or wherever. So what I did is I measured the size of two of them. I've got shears here that are intended for model kits, but they're good enough to be able to do this pretty quickly. So, and I'm cutting it smaller, just use a pencil to outline it, smaller than what I need. Oh, and that just shot across the room. And you know what? I have no idea where that went because it shot really far. So let's try doing that again. So I'm going to take that. I'm just going to cut a small piece. Cut my hand around it so when it shoots, it lands in my hand. So we've got this little silver here, and it is not as wide, which is fine, and it's about as long. So first I'm going to test it and see if it just sits in here, because yep, it drops right in. So before we even go any further, let's try it out. Let's put that there. And there's already feel more resistance on the ratchet. So put the waste piece back on. Hold it tight. Oh, look at that. Super tight ratchet. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and cut another piece and then bolt everything back up. Now when you tighten it, you'll have to use considerable force on these two screws here when you hold this together. And you don't want to strip the heads. They're very small, delicate screws. But you want to put a lot of force here because when you added the spacer, it's going to, if you use the right amount, it's going to push. But now, what I want to show you, so clicky. The sides were already good, but now the whole thing is good. So I'm going to go ahead and get it back together. And now we've got them back together. Just got to remember, there's two screws on the side and here, and make sure they're tight, and then these, which you make sure they're tight as well. And what you can see now is we have ratcheting, where before you barely heard any clicking. Now one side is stronger than the other, and I probably could have done a little bit more to space it, maybe a little bit better thickness of the styrene or another material. But I think, I mean, I'm shaking them like this, and it takes a decent effort to loosen them. So this will at least make him good for displaying. He won't just flop over like you saw in the other video. But anyway, I hope if you have this problem that it sorts it out for you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. Take care.